Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think of The Wife? Powerful movie, incredible performances, including from Annie Starke. Please welcome Annie Starke right now. Have a seat, Annie.
Hi. Thank you so much for staying on a Friday night.
So you're playing the younger version of a character played by Glenn Close, who's your mother. How does that come about?
Yeah, it was quite a crazy ride. There's actually been a lot of stories about exactly how this happened, and we're still kind of nailing down exactly how this did happen. But no, Rosalie Swinton, who's the wonderful executive producer, who quite frankly was the reason why this film came to be. She was really our huge champion. They were having a really hard time finding the young Joan. I guess they had gone through like 14 screen tests of different women, and I'm not quite sure how, but my name was thrown in the hat, and I guess, the rest is history.
No, is that, it's like to be able to do that, to be able to play like your younger version, for an actress to play or an actor to play like their younger version or their father. It's such a rare thing to do, but
Yeah.
it's also presents challenges, and also maybe there's a shorthand now because the person you're playing.
Yeah. It was weird. It was weird. To be quite frank, I almost said no a few times. Just on the, on its surface, it just seemed kind of so, just hadn't really crossed my mind to do such a thing. But I read the book, which I loved. I read the script, which I loved even more. I've been a huge fan of Jane Anderson for so long, who's so brilliant. Yeah, yay! And she, so brilliantly adapted the script from the book, which is extremely hard to do, as you all know. And I had the privilege of hanging out with Bjorn Runge for a while. We had an epic, 5-hour lunch together after a few very very hard screen tests, and honestly, after that, I had a long think to myself, and I was like, you'd be an absolute idiot not to do this. So I'm really happy I wasn't stupid on that day.
Now, how long did it take for this movie to even get to this point where it was being made, and what sort of held it up?
It took a long time. The script is actually written 14 years ago, right?
Another day
the
in
dream
Hollywood.
Continues, no. Yeah, it was written 14 years ago, and the book was published. I'm probably going to get this wrong, but it wasn't. I feel like the book was published, I think, 16 years ago, and then Jane, immediately saw the brilliance in it and put it into script form. But yeah, it was. They tried to get it done about 14 years ago, and it wasn't a movie anybody wanted to do. And like so many small movies that we love, it took, it almost didn't get funding so many times. And it was Rosalie who really was the absolute champion for this. So without her, we wouldn't be here. So wherever she is, thank you, Rosalie.
So you're not at no point during the film, obviously, do your characters overlap. So which scenes were filmed first, yours or your mother's?
We actually shot the movie in sequence. It was me and Harry Lloyd, who was so brilliant, for the first 2 weeks. But we actually rehearsed, the whole cast rehearsed for a full week before we started shooting. Everybody else left and, cleared the set. It was just me and Harry for the first 2 weeks. So, yeah, after it was, just us. And then literally the day after we wrapped, everybody else showed up, so we missed the party. Yeah.
Now, did you and your mother like pop in on each other's sets so you could watch each other work, or how did that work?
No, she wasn't even in the country when I was working. We shot in Glasgow, Scotland, of all places, which was awesome, by the way. Randomly ever find yourself in Glasgow? I hope you enjoy yourself. We never overlapped, and for some reason she put herself in, self-exile. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah.
What kind of conversations did you have just to like make sure that you would each have like the mannerisms down, the subtle like tics of the characters? So yeah, this is the older version and this is the younger version.
Gosh. Well, as I said, we, with all wonderful little movies, they almost don't get made. So we were attached to it for quite a long time. So we had the luxury of time to, it was many hours sat around a table discussing every single little detail of what makes Joan Castleman Joan. So no, it would have been quite impossible, I think, to do this character justice without, absolutely laying out the mission in front of you.
What were the great things about working with Bjorn Mungi, the director, that really put you at ease so you could sort of maybe shake some of the nerves of it?
He's kind of a genius, honestly. I say that over and over again because I mean it. He's an artist. This is his first English-speaking film. He's from Sweden, and his background is in theater. So he has kind of this natural ability to connect with actors, given his background. But he also had a really amazing relationship with Ulf Brontis, who's the director of photography, who's, again, a maestro of the set. And what they did, which was so unique and wonderful, and I feel like a lot of other directors should do this in the future, is they always had two cameras going simultaneously. Instead of the typical A camera and B camera, it was A and B, but they were treated very, equally. And during the scene, there were two cameras that were getting all of the angles, so you didn't have to stop and then, fix the other angle to get other people's, space in it. But so at the same time, having two cameras, it just gave you an unbelievable ability to be free and to find the really kind of wonderful organic moments of the performance. So it was brilliant being on his set. I don't know, it was just so beautifully done.
So when you get to a point where you see the movie for the first time, when was that, and what was your reaction watching the complete film because of the jump back and forth?
The first time I saw it was actually at the Toronto Film Festival.
And that was
last year.
Last September, yes.
Yeah. It was a trip to see that, especially in that setting. I was so happy to see it like that. It was incredible. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, or they should say this about their own projects, but I feel like we really, I don't know, when we were on set and also in post-production, I don't know, we had a feeling that we were creating something really special.
I don't know, this question might be obvious, but when did you first decide that you wanted to be an actress? And what was it? Did you have like an epiphany?
Yeah, I wish I had an epiphany. No, I didn't. It's just kind of something that just came naturally to me. It's just everything I could be in the world, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
And when you made that decision and you told your folks, like, hey, I'm doing this, were they like equally like, yeah, awesome, or how did that go down?
No, it didn't come as any surprise whatsoever. My poor dad was a little hesitant on it. Yeah, he was, but no, he's come around, bless him.
Were there performances that you like just watched growing up, or over the years that inspired you? Movies that inspired you, or actors or directors that inspired you?
Oh yeah, my gosh, what a question. So much.
A little loaded.
Yeah, that's a loaded question. I love the director Denis Villeneuve, right?
Yes.
He's awesome. I love Greta Gerwig.
Yay.
Gosh, that's a huge question. I should have done a little more
It's
research
okay.
into
I put you on the spot.
Everyone.
Well, I mean, like when you work around, I mean, did you like go around to the movie sets that your folks were working on, or were you just you're just going to just have a normal upbringing and stay around it?
Yeah, I hate to disappoint. I actually had a very normal childhood. Only when school allowed was I allowed to hang out. No, there were, there were a few sets I do remember. Of course, I love the Dalmatian set. That's an easy one.
Who wouldn't?
Just get covered in puppies, you know. That was one that. Yeah, that was a good one.
In terms of other, moving forward with your career, like directors that you, other than Denis Villeneuve, who is a great choice, but other actors and actresses you really like to work with as well.
Jennifer Lawrence is my number one. Ultimate girl crush on Jennifer Lawrence for sure. Again, Greta Gerwig and Saoirse Ronan. A lot of women, I would say, are on the top of my list. I think Saoirse is an incredible force. I would love to work with her.
Let me open up to the audience. Wait, hang on. Let's see. This is the beauty of getting a question in the front row.
It's really a comment. Excuse me. I just wanted to tell you were excellent in this.
Thank
and
you.
I really think it's going to open more doors, like more acting opportunities for you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
Not a question.
tell everybody.
A nice
else,
statement.
yeah.
Yes. Yes, right over here, sir.
Was this the first project you and your mom were both professionally involved in?
Yeah. I hesitate because she did an incredible movie called Albert Nobbs. I had a quick cameo in that, but like a lot of our family friends did. It was a movie she tried to do. It took her 25 years to get that off the ground. So, of course, she invited, all family, like a few family members were in that. So, yes, to answer your question, yes, I don't really count that little cameo, but yeah, no, it was wonderful to do that.
Right over here. How true to life is the story? Is the question.
I mean, it kind of makes you wonder how often in history this has happened. I wish I knew the answer to that, but in a really true sense, this character is a real homage to both of my grandmothers, actually. Both my mom's mom and my dad's mother were incredible young women that married very young, that were just vastly intelligent and had incredible potential, and they never, if they were here, they would say they were very happy with their choice. So I don't want to, say anything against that. But my dad's mom was actually a chemist in the 1940s, which is pretty unheard of. And when she got pregnant, they basically were like, "Have a nice life, goodbye." And there were always these kind of secret conversations of what could have been. So in a real sense, this is an homage to them.
Next question, right there. Yes.
How long did it take for the whole film to be shot?
The whole film.
Hold on. We started it was Halloween, actually, that we started, was the first day I started shooting, and we ended, I believe it was 2.5 months, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah. I think we ended right around Christmas time.
Did you see cuts of the film?
No.
Or you just saw the final one?
No, Bjorn is very tricky about that. Didn't share any information.
Other questions? I just thought I saw. No. Yes, right here. Wait, hang on. There you go. See? Again.
It's not an important question. I was just wondering if the Concorde is CGI.
No, the flying is, yes, but that was in the interior was a real Concorde. Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice about the business you ever got that stayed with you? And what was the worst?
Gosh. the word. The best advice is to work hard and believe what you do and give everything that you have to the character you have the privilege of becoming. And I think work ethic is something that's very important in this world, not just in this profession, but in this world. And I think if you have the passion and the drive to do what you love, only good things could come about it.
Do you have like a dream role? That's good advice.
Thank you.
Do you have like a dream role, something you really would love to do?
I want to lead an army. I don't know. Right? Maybe something on horseback.
Play a superhero.
We'll say, yeah. Something radical. But at the same time, I would love to do comedy. So, big spectrum. Yeah.
The big question. What is your favorite movie starring Glenn Close?
Albert Nobbs.
There you go. Good choice. Ladies and gentlemen, so The Wife is in theaters now, and there's a lot of movies out there. It's, the end of the summer. It's a film that really gets around by word of mouth. And how do you do word of mouth these days? Social media. So, right, you just held up your phone. So make sure you go on Twitter, go on Facebook, go on Instagram. I don't know if you're still using MySpace back there. See, got a better laugh this time. Make sure you do spread the word about The Wife. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and thank you, Annie Starke.
Thank you so much.